What is going on, guys? I am the Veteran Miner, and we have Vistang and the Magic Orb with us today.
What's going on, everyone?
What's going on? Let me do the roll call really quick. Red Panda Mining, Son of a Ravish, Automatic Beats, Crypto Craig, Crypto McKell, Action Crypto, Chuck Danger, Grumpy Miner, Retro Mike Tech with the $4.99 super chat. Dumped all my alf before Panda got the chance. Next up, Pigeon. Nice. Who else? Edible Zebra. We said Retro Mike, and that's about it for now. If I missed your name, I apologize, but welcome. So we have some cool stuff that we're going to be showing. Mike's going to be showing actually today. First, we'll just get into
everyone.
Yeah. First, we'll get into like our days in the business, and then we'll start showing the Flux stuff and everything else. So, how was your week, Mike?
It was good week. Busy. It's Easter this weekend, so
Yes.
spent time with the family. That was nice. A little bit later in the night, and just a lot of relaxing. So,
Okay.
but then Monday hit like a freight train. So,
Oh man.
there's that. And then I got to be up early tomorrow. I'm traveling tomorrow out to Kansas, so
Okay.
I'll be out there only for a day though, doing just some business stuff. So the usual.
Nice.
And so yeah, today's kind of been like getting prepped for it. And actually, I spent a lot. I know we're gonna get into it here in a little bit, but the Flux Edge, the proof of useful work alpha is out, and you'd see the computer right there. I built that one, and I've been messing around with it, but it took me days. Not because of Flux or anything. I kept trying to install Windows on it. I think I called you about this, but I tried to install Windows on a super micro board and did not like it. So Ubuntu desktop's on there. I should have done that to begin with. I don't even know why. Actually, I didn't do it because I didn't think I can't use my remote desktop programs or whatever for it.
Right.
But then like when you reboot it just runs Flux core right away. Like I don't need to be remoted into it, and then we'll show you guys here in a little bit. Like it's like a web GUI for like a local computer. So like you don't need to be on the computer or remoted into the computer. The Flux core is like really, really simple. So that's what I did.
Nice.
But it's going. Got my meter box on the wall.
I see that. I see that.
Yeah.
The tree too. He does the big things, Mike. Big moves.
Tree. Yeah.
Look at everybody. He's doing big moves. He's trying now.
My fiance got me the tree.
That's very
Caroline.
nice.
She ordered. She said a tree would look good in here, and she was right. It looks great. So I don't know where to put the neon sign still, but
Put it right on the wall.
Yeah.
Put it right in, maybe in the back by the tree. Illuminate the wall and a tree. Look real nice. What over your head?
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like
You
it
have
there,
options.
but it's in a window, and I don't have blinds there yet. I'm still gonna put blinds, but I don't know
Okay.
I actually was gonna cover the windows. So I don't know what I'm doing. I'm slowly adding stuff. I got the orb and the light and the computer and the tree now, so
You're doing
that's
good,
good
Mike.
for a couple of years.
Doing
So,
good. Looks like you care now.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
See that? This thing cares, you guys.
So, what about you, Dave?
Hung out with family on Sunday, right? It was a big Sunday family day. And
Okay.
my puppy is just my puppy, and that's taking a lot of time.
Little Rocco.
A lot of work on Monday. It's like on the weekend, like Saturday and Sunday orders, they pile up, and got to ship them out on Monday,
Yeah.
So doing orders on Monday, and it's pretty cool. First shipment, one of the farthest shipments so far was France. So I did a shipment to France, and the customer was above and beyond, like, stoked and ecstatic. Got a new email today saying that he received the shipment. And we did DHL Express because that seemed to be the most convenient way to ship it. And got it in, I think, I would say 7 days, I think it was. So that was pretty cool. So yeah,
DHL is the best, I think, international.
Right. Yeah, it was a seamless process. Yeah. The tracking was seamless. It never lost a beat, and I was happy because you're sending product overseas and stuff like that. So That
What
worked out
types
really
of cables
well.
was it like a custom order, or was it like some KSOs, or was it like 8
Yeah,
pins?
it was
Or...
KS0 cables.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. So like basically whoever's watching, if you're overseas, I need your address and then I'll put it into the system to see what the possibility, how much it's going to be. Right now we can't, the system, my website can't calculate like shipping, to France or anything like that because we don't, accept it directly. But I can send an invoice and we can make the deal happen, and it's pretty seamless. So
nice. Yeah, Crypto Mikkel just said something in the chat that the cables have been dunked in or since I think last year.
That's right. Yeah. Ducked in that C2. Did some maintenance and the cables still feel like day one. 100% best product, hands down. Yeah, when he did that immersion tank. Crypto Mikkel, what was it? The M30s or something like that? Does that make sense? I think they're like M30s, the ASIC miners.
Yeah, the M30S Plus or the What's miners, right? Or I think that's what they are.
E300s.
Oh, the E300. Okay, the FPGAs.
Yeah. So,
those look like ASICs though. When I first saw those, I was like, those are ASICs.
I thought they were ASIC miners, but they're not. So like there was like a whole bunch of APW7s, and that was like that special cable system that we did like extra, like long, like 3 foot lengths, 24 inch lengths, and so forth. But yeah, that's we didn't know, right? I know the cable is really, really good. I know the product's really good that we use, but we just don't know in this type of material, because it does break things down, but apparently it didn't break it down at all. So that's good news, right? Good stuff. Validation. That's what we need out there, from the customers and stuff like that. Thanks, Crypto Mikkel. I really appreciate it. Actually, Crypto, veteran miner, would you be willing to make some in bulk for third-party sellers? Yeah, just give me a DM. Just let me know. We have a little bit of a wholesale part as well. It all depends on, the bulk like you're explaining. Just let me know what you're looking for. Give me a DM. Actually, Crypto, you might actually have my phone number, so you just give me a phone call and we'll figure it out.
And son of a Rabbit Tech, I'm not gonna say it like that. Ari, shipping to the EU. We can do that. I would just shoot a DM on Discord, or open up a ticket on Discord. It's gonna be expensive though. It's like they're big and they're heavy. So, but I can get you quotes. So, yeah. But that's been the day in the life. Or the week in the life, I guess, that's what we do with these shows every week. So,
oh yeah, I mean, we're always grinding. You're working. I'm looking to expand for the ASIC repair. Right now, I'm looking into for business. I'm looking into another platform for websites, website design. Okay. So I'm one guy, so I'm trying to like. You know how it is, Mike. You do GPURisers, and it's just like there's a lot of work. So
yeah. GPURisers website hasn't been updated in like I don't know how long, because when you do some updates, it'll like break some stuff. I've had that happen with like Square. I use Square as like payment processing, and it's not fun. It's a pain. Yeah, so it's Mr. Retro Mike Vistang, no new 4090s this week. I'm disappointed. I put actually there's one. It's in there.
Another one.
It's just one. It's a this is one of those fractal cases, like the wood kind of front. I'm actually really happy with it. They're cheap and the build quality's good. It like looks good in here too.
So that's wood in the front. This lighting's not bright. I want take a picture, send it on Twitter because I want to take a look at it, Mike.
What, the proof of useful work rig?
Yeah, the fractal case.
Oh yeah, I know it's here. I'll just shine like a light real quick. I don't know what that helps. It's wood. It's the wood front.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, and it's glass. It has like the bronze or goldish like accents to it, like the power button. But none of the buttons work because it's the super micro board. But yeah, I put that in there. Recently, I've split up some of my. You guys know I have like these AI rigs. I combined 4 of them into like an 8-card 4090 rig. So I have 3 extra Epic boards, and that's where I put it in this. And then I had another 4090 that I just haven't used. I've been building like 2-card ones, so it's been like even numbers. So that one went in here. So that was fun. Like I said, I tried to get Windows on it. I don't even know why. I don't even know why I went down that thing. I had it in my head, and I was just, those things.
Just went down a rabbit hole, and you're just like, I got to make it work.
I know, and it kept teasing me too. Like I kept getting it installed. It kept working flawlessly. It was great. And then whenever I did like some updates, whenever I did like the AMD drivers and stuff, it just like blue screen, like not good.
No bueno.
So
not happening today, brother.
Yeah, Jeff Key, their cases are awesome. Jade, oh, you're talking about like the mini ones. Like, yeah, I've seen Flux has those at the like the conventions and stuff. Those are sick. But
they are really cool.
This is their big one, which Jeff Key here in the chat has been messing around with. So we'll show you guys that stuff as well. So
yeah, that was really cool.
That's why I have the meter box there. I have that, not calculating the wattage, but watching what it's pulling, stuff like that. So yeah, it has a 24 core EPYC and 256 gigs of RAM, 4 terabyte NVMe, and a 4090. And it's been doing good. I'm actually rented on Flux Edge, which is awesome. So it's a really cool setup.
Right.
I guess we can jump into that if you guys want to see it, because that came out. Their alpha came out Monday, and I've been bugging Jeff Key every day with it. So I wanted him to upload, because the whole idea with it is to be able to easily upload language models that you can like use, like Stable Diffusion. And so I sent him one that was a text to GIF, and kind of like text to video, right? Like a little bit more demanding. And so we've been messing around with that. It's been a lot of fun. So but what's up, Crypto Frank? Long time no talk. But yeah, I can show you. You want to share the screen there, Dave?
Yeah, you ready to let's get into it then. Let's show it.
So this is Flux Core, guys. I'm sure most of you guys have seen it. This is their new alpha, which has let me switch over to the tab. It has on the regular one, it'll just have home, machines, account, and mining. And coming soon had services, Flux nodes, and rewards. And here you can see services. So when you switch over to that, that's where you can kind of see your dashboard for proof of useful work. So this is super exciting. You can see my one machine here. I just named it Vistang POUW. It's been up for 2 days, 3 hours, 44 minutes, and it's been leased for 1 day, 5 hours, and 30 minutes. And it's leased at 40 cents an hour. And it's pretty cool seeing like the leased side of it along with the hosting side of it. As you guys know, like that are watching, like renting on Vast and like other platforms and stuff like that, you kind of just like lease the machine out. Here we've been like messing around with using the machine while it's leased out. You can see the wattage changing and everything like that. So this has been running pretty smooth, I would say. Haven't had it go down really. Just some updates and stuff. Of course, Flux has been pushing updates. They're working every day on this. Like I had one update this morning, and like I thought it was just it had like the release notes for the update, and I was like, oh, I wonder what new thing they had, and it was just like a laundry list of stuff, and I'm like, God, these guys are working hard in the background. But but yeah, you can see 40 cents an hour here. What I think is right from what I picked up from this is you can see unclaimed rewards here, and that's $8.35, which means the last time, I think this, take it with a grain of salt, I'm not 100% on this, but the last time it was rented, that is what I got from the rental. Now you can see down here it's $11.81, and that is because this has been running for a day and 5 hours. So like if you go over here to subscribe services, it shows that your machine is currently on lease. You'll regain access for mining when it's finished, which is like the huge thing, right, with FluxCore. And you can't really do that with other platforms, is you can't mine while it's not rented. So that's major. But you do get hit with a 20% reward penalty if you choose to stop it. Now, I did want to note with this, that is an awesome option. because on these other platforms, you can't just stop it unless you turn your machine off, and then you get hit with like reliability scores and stuff like that. So
Right.
I like that you can choose to do that if you want to go down, and it'll be 20% of the reward of the rental type. So just very, very cool the way that this is set up. If anyone has any questions about this, hit us up in the chat.
Yeah, listen in the chat.
But other than that, you can see all the information on it. Here you have the 24-core processor, the M.2 SSD, which is, free space is 3.5 terabytes, 256 gigs of RAM, shows your temperature, shows pretty much everything that you need to know. Your operating system, your integrated GPU, your dedicated GPU, Ethernet, Wi-Fi, upload, download speed. I did get a Wi-Fi card for this, or not a Wi-Fi card. I'm sorry, a 2.5 gig networking card, but it's not work. I think I need to download drivers or something for it because it's not going past a gig on it. So let's see.
Crypto Craig was saying, is it out for everyone to try? I have a couple of 4090s I need to use for something.
Crypto Craig, it's currently in alpha. I believe it's closed alpha. But I would maybe you could bug some people. Not that I do that or anything. I don't slide in DMs or anything like that. But I think it is a closed alpha right now for it. But it's a lot of testing, right? Like there's a lot of I don't want to say bugs with it, but there's a lot of stuff that they're doing and like learning on their end while they're having like the public. This is the first time that they have anyone in the public having access to it. So
right,
it like with anything, right? Like with anything in life, like any time you're building any kind of software, there's going to be stuff like this. So overall though, before I had the alpha installed on here, I had the regular proof of the proof of work one, like just the one where you could do mining. And I loved that. I'm not just saying it to say it.
Right.
It was so easy to do everything. Like you could mine on your CPU, mine on your GPU, and it was so simple. It reminded me kind of like just NiceHash, right? It's just simple to use. And NiceHash, you have to use their platform, right? Or you get hit with larger fees and stuff. This was just a very easy platform to use. And you could stop it whenever you want, of course. And, with the future, with the services and proof of useful work, going back and forth again, that's huge because, I have a good amount of vast rigs and I would just love the ability to switch over to, something when they're not rented, because they're not rented all the time, but I can't, right? Like they just sit there idle, just consuming power. So, yeah.
Ivan Yoon has a question for you.
What's up, Chump Change? Ivan Yoon, what's up, man? Long time no see. Is this just testing, or have you moved everything on Flux Core? This is just testing. I built this rig right here, which is the specs are right here. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but it's an Epic processor, 1/4 terabyte of RAM, and a 4090. So this is just for testing. And we work real close with the Flux team. Tara does, I do, a lot of the YouTubers do. And so any way that we can help the Flux team get some analytics or find some bugs and help their platform, that's kind of what we're doing right now. But like I said, it is rented. 40 cents an hour for the GPU, and I do have access to the rental too, which I'll show you guys here. So what's actually being ran on this right now is a Jupyter notebook. What Jeffkey did on the back end was he uploaded a language model to it, and that's what this. Oh, I have to switch it, don't I? Here. Let me just share my whole window here. Okay.
All right. Let me know when you want me to switch it over.
We're good.
We're good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Are we there? Yeah, we're here. Okay. So, here's the machine right here. 14090 integrated graphics, but of course it's going to use the 4090 as the GPU. and Jupyter Notebook's running on it right now. And that is this is what was uploaded to it, which was a language model for text to GIF. So we've been kind of like messing around with it, and you could type in different prompts, like a Mustang. Here's a Mustang that it made. Here is a iPhone that it made. Or that's not an iPhone. Here is a Dave. Is this the one?
Yeah.
So you can see the
Dave.
realistic facial models that it makes and everything like that. But it is pretty crazy. And then I think Davey made baristas. It does make some dicks. And this one we kept on there because you could see the hand is like. I know language models have problems with hands.
Right.
Like it's very awkward. But
so both of her arms are a little weird. So
yeah, before we went live, there were too many girls, so we made some dude ones for Dave.
Yes.
So
can we have those? Where's that one?
Yeah, but yeah, you can kind of type in anything with this. Again, this language model, like the text to GIF, is not. I wouldn't say it's not nearly as good as like the regular Stable Diffusions, right? It's like kind of like animated. Yeah. Jeff Key got me on that. Thanks, Jeff Key, for leaving that one. Name something else. But you can upload Stable Diffusion to this, right? So let me type in a test here. Dave, give me a prompt real quick. We'll name this one Dave 3.
Dave 3.
What should we type in here?
Just type in Flux.
Alien spacecraft flying over
Flux.
Nevada desert. What about that?
In a casino.
Flying in a casino?
Yes.
Alien spacecraft flying
in a casino.
All right.
Yeah.
Again, this is not like the best one.
It's really not a
model,
good good explanation.
So you put that in. We named it Dave 3. Actually, let me do Dave 4. I don't know how many Daves we have hidden in there.
A lot of them.
And then you click run, and it's going to start running. And you can't see it here, but it's 180 watts, 170 watts.
It's done already.
And 200 watts, 500 watts, 600 watts, 560 watts, 530.
It spiked to 600 watts?
Yeah, it'll bump up to around 600 watts. And then you can tell when it drops off. And now it says that the output right here, Dave 4. Let's see what that looks like. So
that's
again,
not bad.
It's real elementary compared to, like I said, the Stable Diffusion, but it's moving, right? So that's
that's not bad at all.
That's what's interesting. So yeah. So it's
Jeff Key was saying you can see the usage in cores as well, Mike. I think when it's doing it.
Usage in core.
Yeah.
Okay. Here, let me do another one. And that's the thing, is you can rerun these models over and over again, and it gives you something different. So let me reload this. And
so guys, by the end of the our little live show here, we're gonna have Dave 104. So just be prepared, okay?
What did I do here? Oh, right here. I put the wrong, or I refreshed it by accident. What was the prompt for this? Alien spacecraft flying in a casino.
Yes.
All right, and we'll just put this as casino. All right, so let me switch over to Flux Core, go to services, go to proof of use, or let me go to machines. All right, so I'm going to click it and switch over real quick.
Okay.
All right, casino, and we'll run, and we'll switch over here. CPU usage 1.5.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, it's going to be the GPU probably more than anything. Yep, 440 watts.
Look at the watts on your thing. I was saying if you could look at the watts too on your meter.
Yeah. Well,
it's fast though, right? It's gonna lag.
Yeah. This system idles at like 118 to 150.
Okay. And
then the 4090 is reporting 450 because that's the TDP. So that added together is kind of around that 600 mark. So we'll go in.
He said
here.
click on the average button below the GPU usage. And same on GPU memory usage, Mike.
Let's see. Click on the average button below GPU usage and same on GPU min usage. GPU usage. Pick the second card. Oh yeah, that's why it was 50% then, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense. I'm still learning, guys. But yeah, so that's why it probably averaged that out. And there's the new one. So like I said, for the GIFs and stuff like that, it's, I don't want to say a lot more compute because there's some like really high resolution photo ones. But
what's the resolution that this is doing right now? Do you know, like 720?
I think it's 512 by 512. Like a lot of these are 512 by 512.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so
fast,
I would open
though.
some of these other ones, but I don't know if Jeff Key put some suspicious.
No, just open them up. Let them see. Let them see the work that your 4090 is doing, Mike.
Let's see. Let's see if the GPU usage. Now we have it set to the right one.
He's afraid to hit them. Oh man.
Let's see. Did I click run? Yeah.
What are you doing?
Here, let me do this.
There you go.
And then let me run. Okay, there it goes. My bad. So this should be 100% usage at some point. Not enough coffee today. Oh, there she goes.
So why is it at 100% usage? Oh, because you have it on GPU 2 now. Okay.
Yeah, because it was averaging out
the
main one. So
all right.
Yeah, there's another one.
That one's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's interesting. The GIFs could definitely, the models are just going to get better. Like I said, this is like, I've said it multiple times in some of my past like videos of me talking by the pool, but like this is like the worst that the tech is going to be. You know what I mean? So
right.
That's always something to remember. And then the stable diffusion stuff just keeps getting like better and better. The text to image, or stable diffusion is a model, but it's getting perfected. But there's a lot of other ones. For like real quick stuff, I use Dolly. But I have to pay like monthly for that, right? Like for OpenAI, whereas, if Flux Core, you can just rent, CPU or GPUs on Flux Edge and just run your models and then jump off, right? Like you don't need to rent it all the time. People do rent all the time, but that's to have like standby stuff. And like I had some stuff that was made like for Wired Wednesdays, like stuff like that. Can you guys see that? Or I think I have to open that in my thing. Dave, can you see that? Or
I can't see. You're still on the same page.
Yeah, let me open. There we go.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean it's just fun stuff, right? The words are getting a lot better. Before it would have like the letters would be all kind of messed up, but this is just like another model that you can upload to these, or another model that you can upload through Flux Edge, you know what I mean? Through these computers that you can rent and GPUs that you can rent and everything. So just super cool stuff.
That is really cool.
Like I said, a lot of content creators I see using this, just in every application you use. And of course the text to text stuff like ChatGPT and all that kind of stuff. So it's awesome to see it like using it. That's really the big thing,
right?
And I know everyone's been kind of waiting, talking about it for a long time, and Flux has been in the background building it, right? Like they had to build Flux Core, which is like a whole foundation, and then add all this stuff to it. So super cool stuff, being able to do it. So but yeah, they're going to keep doing updates on this. I'm going to keep bugging Jeffkey all the time with it. Maybe if we find some other language models that we can upload and have some fun with. Right. What's going to be huge is the text to video. I mean, that stuff is going to be just nuts. Because like you saw, like it probably takes maybe like 3 or 4 seconds to run that on a 4090. Mm-hmm. But even like the higher end models with like 4K resolution images, like those can take like sometimes like minutes on a 4090. depending on how hyper realistic it is and stuff like that. But doing videos and stuff like that is going to be a whole different ball game. And that's coming right around the corner. Jeff Key put the Hugging Face link right there, Bite Dance in there.
Right, that's what you're using right now.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
So it's fun. It's like I said, it's awesome seeing it in person. You know what I mean? Doing it and utilizing it. And if you go on Hugging Face, there's like so many models that you could choose from. And once this is going live, like on the marketplace side from like the consumer, they're going to not only be able to like rent the machine and like, you know, have it, I'm guessing it's going to be like geolocated too for ping and stuff like that, but they're going to be able to just like choose what they want. Like you could just choose, you know, Stable Diffusion 1.4, 1.5. You could choose the one that we have on here, Bite Dance. You could choose, you know, text to text. You could choose what you want, and it just launches all this stuff for you. So that's huge, and that's going to be a really big thing with this. So yeah, just super excited with this. Been messing around with it a lot, and excited to also do the merge, or the merging of the mining and the AI. That's a big thing, because I have some rigs that are just not rented, and like I said, just consuming power, doing nothing. They might as well just, you know, be off, but you got to leave them there on, or your reliability hurts and everything. So
right,
this really kind of merges the two, and I mean, we've been talking about this for months and months with this, and it's awesome to see it like live, you know what I mean, and being able to not only see it live and launch it, but go into the back end and see it being used, you know what I mean, like it's actually there. So
right, just people just coming in, or you just got into the live stream. So basically this is another stage where Flux is right now. So this is closed to the public, but this is just another stage that we're showing you guys that they're working on. So it opens to the public hopefully sooner than later. So it's just like just another stepping stone to get to what we need to do so we can all use it. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'm going to be building one too. I think I'm going to do a dual rig. So I was talking to Davey, so I'm going to be doing something a little different too, so everyone can get an idea of like how everything works. So
it's real simple. Cool. And the one thing I had to do while benchmarking was I had to install like an extra, like a couple other lines of code, but they were all in the install doc for Flux Edge, so it was like super easy to do. But I got a 61,466, and the best is 84,979. So I think those were ran on like 7950Xs, which I think just have better scores than like an Epic like this, for when it comes to some of the AI stuff. Because a lot of the reason why people do Epics for AI is because it has the PCIe lanes for multiple GPUs. But I think on like a single card test, 7950X would probably be better, X3D, if it utilizes the Vcache for it. So definitely excited once we could do full tests. I have a 8-card 4090 rig that's on Vast, but once this is up and going, I'm going to be definitely switching it over to this, and I really want to benchmark that thing. But then someone's going to have a 10-card one or 12-card one, but at least I'll be right there once the update comes to be able to bench multiple cards and account for the score. I'll be first for at least a minute. But yeah, super fun
stuff.
Dave, you said you're building one, right?
Yes, I'm gonna do some 3060 rigs. I did a short out. I think it was today. I can't remember what I'm doing for the most part. But excuse me. So I'm gonna be doing like a dual 3060 rig, but I'm not sure if I should do 4 by like 4 of them in like one rig by 8 lanes, or just 2 by 16. So it's 3.0, so it's the same thing as 4.0, basically, in a way, right? So I don't know. I'll talk to Davey and see what they're looking for to try to build some different things for testing, right? But yeah, that's what I'm gonna build. I'm gonna use the Dell workstations that I have.
The Optiplex.
Yeah. So
nice.
Yeah, because I think I have like all my 3060s off right now. I have a couple 3090s. I have another 3090 that's off too. I just have like a couple 3090s now on Vast right now because I want to get prepared for this. So now this is the focus, for Flux Core.
Yeah, I'm really glad I did Vast prior to this, because it kind of like, it got me comfortable with Ubuntu. It got me way more comfortable with like Linux overall. Installing Flux Core is so easy. Like, it's one line, and then it installs all the dependencies for you. Like, it's a lot more simple than installing Vast.
Right.
And then you do all the benchmarking through it. Vast doesn't have a benchmarking tool. It's kind of like, here it is. Like, hopefully nothing is missing, and then if there is a problem, you're not going to really know about it until it's rented and you get reported for it. So
right.
Just an awesome layout with all this. So super excited. I can't wait till the beta rolls out for this, and because I don't believe right now the testing is all like internal, right? So the people renting this are the Flux team to use it, to test it, to see where they can improve and everything like that. So they haven't opened the door to customers yet that want to use it, which obviously you need to, sort, all that stuff out before you do it. So I don't know, but if Jeff Key's in the chat, I mean, how long do you think until a beta would release for Flux Edge? Is there like an internal time? I know you hate when we ask this, but is there like an internal thing with the team for like a launch date for a beta like that, or driving through a tunnel? Yeah, we might lose you here.
Oh yeah,
but
and see,
but yeah, it's
break it up. Yep. How convenient is that?
yeah, how convenient. But I mean, it's just like I said, I've said this a bunch. Now it's nice seeing the foundation here and getting this up and going. The last couple of days have just been like amazing. Being able to rent this machine, be on the back end of it, install these language models, have it all work, and it's been stable. Like you can see here, this has been up for over a day, and it's just been rock stable. So it's good. I like it. I like it a lot. I didn't set up the mining yet with this, just because I set up the mining on the original version of Flux Core, not this alpha version. So I haven't set this up, and I don't think I am. I think I'm just going to leave it like it is for now. But when I did do it, it was really nice. I'm sure some of you guys watching this have seen some videos and stuff like that of Flux Core with mining, and it was kind of nice. Like, it's just easy. It's more organic to navigate through this, and I think it's a lot more friendly for people getting into mining. Like, oh, I can click this coin, I can mine this. Yeah, I put in my pool address, and then I could switch over to the CPU and do this and everything. It's super friendly.
So basically, this GUI right here, right, Mike? This is just a login, right? So, like, I know we have bad days. So will Flux Edge be available on your phone to monitor, or to monitor your mining rigs and proof of use for work rigs? And he's Jeff Key is saying yes. So it's just integration. It's going to be, I guess, a type of app or something, or just
right now. And actually, Mining King helped me with this, because I was because I had Flux Core installed on my main computer, and I had it on this one, and I was just confused about it. But if you look up at the top, it's machine1.remote.fluxcore, then the port for it to get in. And I had like the same one for my main machine and this machine, and it was just one line in the code when you're installing it to change something over to it.
Right.
So it's once I got that switch, then it was easy to go. And then if I built like number 2 right over here, I would just name it machine 2 and do it. But I think right now the only way to access it is if you can tunnel into your network and access it locally, I think.
Okay.
But Jeff Key says that they have a proper remote site coming and a phone app. So
that's awesome.
It's all that comes after, you know what I mean? Like, it's all this foundation that they're kind of building with this, and it's just amazing. So definitely something. So Jeff Key made a casino too. Is that what you did?
Yeah.
All right, Jeff Key, if this gets me banned on YouTube,
it's okay, Mike. You'll be all right, because I'm the one that's hosting. So
okay. Robo Terminator.
Like, okay. Jeff keep making Mike sweat over here.
You don't have to be in the same network. If you give me your hash and password, I can control your rig from my place. Yeah. I don't know that part of it, but Jeff keeps just listening in. I had to install a webcam on it. He just watches me while I'm in here. Yeah. These language models are just that. Thanks, Panda. Panda, when are you building? You're doing. Panda's going to do a 24 card POUW rig on launch day. He's going to live stream it.
Oh yeah, I see that. That's what he's saving his multi GPU build, like that 24 card build or something. He's saving it for proof of use of work.
Yeah.
So leave Panda alone. He's saving it for proof of use of work. So.
But
it'll be all right.
But yeah, been basically messing around with this the last couple days, and doing all that. So it will be interesting to see the other end of it, like installing it and everything. That's the end that Jeff Key's on now, and that's what I think that they're working on, right. Is that interface of the customer doing it and how all that works and everything. But first, they need to, of course, have the supply side, which is this. So. A 24 card, 4090 rig. Yeah, you just need a 0.5 megawatt diesel generator in the backyard to
That's all.
do it. Jeff Key, want to see the front end? Yes, I do want to see the front end. If you can, Jeff Key. I keep clicking it. It says coming soon. It's not enabled yet. You guys blocked me. But yeah, no, it would be cool to see the consumer side of it, because that's really where that's going to be. That's not like the big thing. Like for us, everyone watching and stuff like that, like we're all going to be suppliers of this, and probably consumers. Honestly, like I'll be a consumer for this, even though I have these machines, because of just how simple it is, right? Like I'm not gonna. Like, I'd rather just pay like a couple dollars and generate some images over the course of like an hour or two, like thumbnails and stuff, than taking this and plugging in my monitor and running the scripts myself and taking it off, just because of the pure simplicity of it. Or, of course, everyone watching probably has high-end computers. Like we all have probably beefy graphics cards and stuff.
Let's add someone into this live stream here, and maybe we'll get a little bit more information. There we go.
Thanks for leaving those gifts in there, Jeff Key. That was great.
You're welcome.
Thank God he got back home through the tunnel, so we're good now.
Yeah, you got home real quick.
That was fast.
Yeah,
he supports
all
us.
These tunnels in Manitoba. It's ludicrous.
Yeah,
he supports us very well. He's like, got to get home, help the guys out.
My wife is like, "What tunnels?"
We've been here the whole time. But yeah, we would love to see the front end of it. Have you guys shown any of that before?
I don't think so.
Let's show it now.
Click on Twitter.
Let's show it now. You share your screen, Jeff Key. We know you got something up your sleeve. Okay, here we go. Ready to show it?
Okay.
Check that out.
Just make sure everybody's blind.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so TensorFlow, and okay, then just Ubuntu running on the other one.
Yep. So I'm running a simple Ubuntu container on this one. I think this is yours.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Jupyter that I'm running. And I'm running Jupyter on another machine with two 4090s. And
okay.
You can see here what I'm paying. You can see my balance. I won't go too much into it just yet, but this is all the stuff I can do already. And then on these machines, I can actually log in and look at the logs.
Okay.
If there are logs. There you go. Or I can hop on these things and start messing around, install things.
So this is the person that's renting our machines. You're the renter. So
I'm the renter. This is what I get.
Right.
Yeah. And then if I want to So I'm gonna stop this, for instance. Then it says, "Hey, do you want to stop the machine as well?" Because if I don't, so let me stop this particular install. Now it's been completed. Let's go back to my machines. You'll see I'm still paying for this machine at this very moment, but I'm no longer running this particular container. But if I run another container here,
oh, there it is.
I'm going fast.
Yeah, no, I saw that page.
Yeah.
So that's the page I wanted to see.
People are gonna be clipping shit over here. See it now. You said it. I was about to say the same thing. There it is.
There it is. Yeah, I saw the nice big buttons like launch this, launch this. That's what I like.
Yeah, but I can. So artificial intelligence. So this is what you want to see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, just being able to launch it like that, that's amazing.
So this is basically these are the integrations that your team is working on. So when you have someone, so every day they're putting more and more and more information in here, and basically just the integrations. That's why basically you guys have to wait for this because it has to be right. So as you can see, how much work Flux is going into putting all this together. So when we give our machines for someone to rent it, they have all of these options to make it worthwhile, to make this all work seamlessly. So patience. But when is it going to be ready? Anyway, Jeff Key, you got a date?
Oh, breaking up again. That tunnel, man.
I knew it. But yeah,
I don't want to put it.
I know.
As soon as we can, like I know. I feel very comfortable already with this, right? So I can run things on the fly. I can start installing on here. Yeah, I can.
Here's Retro Mike is saying, can I pick who I rent from? Maybe by an internal provider grouping ID. Let's just say hypothetically I want to run a task, but for it only to run on Panda's hardware.
Yep. And yep.
He said totally legit and legal, I promise. Oh man.
Yeah, this will still change. I love how it already looks, but there's still a couple changes that need to happen here. And we still need to show who's a KYC provider, who's not, who's an institutionalized. I don't think this one will be installing because I'm actually using the 2 GPUs for TensorFlow, so there's no GPUs left. So this will probably fail unless, it failed. So let me grab somebody else's machine. Stable Diffusion, empty machine.
Oh, you can choose the resources too on the machine as well.
Oh yeah. I don't know who to pick here. Let's use an A4000. Why not? There you go. Don't look too much at the prices yet. That's not finalized. We have to set the prices still properly.
That's really cool.
So now you see yet another machine. So this is the list of what I have currently running. So if I just want to see all my 4090s and not my A4000s.
Jeff, that's the thing. A lot of these companies are just going to leave a lot of these rented, kind of like they're doing on other platforms now. It's going to be, a lot of that, which is nice. Just multiple different, rented units with Stable Diffusion on all of them, and they're using it for their app or their website or whatever it is as like standby compute. In a user-friendly thing, that's really always been the big thing. I've been saying that since day one with this. I know you guys have too. Just something that's easy to use as the consumer, right? Like that's a huge thing.
Well, that's the intent, right? Like you can't just it needs to be intuitive. Like if I click on shell, I expect the shell in front of me. I don't want to. You don't want things, You don't need to have certifications to do certain things. Like that's one of my pet peeves with an Amazon and such is that literally today somebody like touting on LinkedIn, "Yay, I've got my certification for Amazon." I'm like, congratulations, you made your way through an awkward GUI and now you're able to install a VPS. Congrats.
Yeah.
So
I can be cynical at times too, but but it's always funny to me when people go like, "Yay, we're able to do this." I'm like, "Well, congratulations."
Yeah, it's doing it. It's you know, a lot of people can do it. It's just can you create a friendly interface for all of it that works? You know, because with everything going on now, you know, you can rent machines, right? Like you said, with AWS or Vast or any of these other platforms. But
Right.
after that point, what do you do? You know what I mean? Like if you're like a new user and stuff like, and I know a big thing you guys are doing is like education and stuff. So a lot of people being able to just open this and launch what they want to launch without having to, you know, even doing lines of code kind of is like off-putting for some people, you know, that aren't computer literate. So,
Right.
You know, this is awesome seeing this side of it too.
we're almost there. Almost there.
Yeah, it's quite simple, right? So there's nothing tricky to it. Just pick a machine and off you go.
Yeah.
And
So
what I like
how
is
has the rollout been this week?
good. I got a lot of YouTubers asking me for access for some reason. I don't know why.
Interesting.
Yeah. They're all bugging me. But no, it's fun. Able to showcase it now to people as well, customers, but also providers, because there's other people who want to sign up with what we call the big boy cards. So
Yeah.
those are coming. So now I got a llama running here, for instance, now.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Video detected. This is what it's listening to. But what I like then to do, here's my public key, guys. If you want to hop on the llama here. But the llama is fun because it's like ChatGPT for free.
Yeah.
Well, I'm paying per hour now, but you can basically, you use your own machine. Right? Little tip, but I'm using my own machine here now, so I can run Olama now on my own machine, install it easily on via Flux Edge, and then basically pay pennies on the dollar because I'm paying myself. Right?
Yeah.
The only people that is the fee that I pay towards Flux. And that makes it a lot cheaper. But I can just basically now use Olama and do fun things with it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying earlier, like with the machine, like just being able to just remote into it using Flux Core and being able to run these models and stuff. Like, you know, I pay monthly now for OpenAI. I'm sure a lot of people do, but why do that when you can just use your own equipment for it? You know what I mean? Or just use it while you're, you know, or only pay for it while you're using it rather than these monthly subscriptions to it.
Makes sense.
Yep. I don't. Oh, that's what.
Kyle Rosa, the Wizard of Flux. Retro Mike is asking if Intel OpenVINO and AMD OpenCL support yet, or just NVIDIA CUDA at the moment.
You can run already AMD. You can run your Intel GPUs at this point on Core. But we would need to add the Kubernetes support for AMD and for Intel, which is not a hard lift, honestly. So once we have this all ready to rock and roll with NVIDIA, it's just a small lift to include AMD as well. And then at that point, basically, you'll have to pick what will work for either or, right? So It's not like I can actually. Olama actually is a perfect example. Olama actually works on AMD. So the moment we have AMD capability on our network itself, you can basically run this on an AMD card.
Nice.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a big use case for AMD, obviously in NVIDIA, right? But I think this is going to be a big use case for AMD as well.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, it's nice that, you know, miners can also participate in proof of useful work with AMD too, because this is like a multi-platform, right? Flux Edge is the proof of useful work side, but the Flux Core is with mining and everything. So it gives it's not just all the NVIDIA miners coming over, you know what I mean? It's the AMD as well that can pick up these proof of useful work projects.
Right.
Down the line, yeah.
So what do you got going on right now? Where you just you doing some code here? what it's doing.
No, this is just Grafana. It's just it's basically installing Grafana at this point. So
Okay.
so I'm now running Grafana. So if I were to link that to or upload time-stamped data to it, at that point I would basically be able to create charts and all that fun stuff with Grafana. I personally love Grafana for tracking your day-to-day server loads and such, so that if you ever run into an issue, you can so the way I used to use Grafana was to log the day-to-day business, and then when people started complaining about slowness or having issues, I would be like, okay, when did you guys start seeing the issue? Okay, it started yesterday, and then I would go look at my graphs and I would see like, oh yeah, I see a spike up on CPU usage or on memory usage. That's what I like about Grafana. So we'll be including those things as well. Yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
very,
yeah.
very exciting.
So basically what we have right now is you feel really good so far. So we're pretty close then, if you feel really good right now, right, Jeff Key? To bring this out?
That tunnel, I'm getting through that tunnel again. You're breaking up.
Well, we're getting close for sure. I think we're getting close, right?
Yeah, this is a lot. You know what I mean? Like just having the being able to connect to the machines and having that whole back end. That's really like the bulk of this. Like, I know there's a lot of things that you got to add, like the graph and all this other stuff, but that's all so minute compared to building that whole back end infrastructure for hosting the machine, connecting to the machine, and being able to deploy on the machine. That's really the biggest thing. So
You didn't see that either.
Did you see that? Light mode?
No, I didn't see it. We have to rewind. But
yeah,
I guess
a lot of people
you guys are
watching
just
this.
be rolling out updates probably almost every day, right? That's what you guys have been doing.
I'm sure.
Well, yeah, the developers are releasing every morning. There's a new release, sometimes even 2 in a day. I've noticed. So it's pretty slick.
Yeah,
the guys are working hard. I can't complain.
Yeah. Well,
Except
I'm
about
glad
Alex.
there's not really any
He's
major
slacking.
issues. Yeah. But
Well, so far so
But
good.
yeah.
Well, we took our time, right? So I know there's people even in this chat that were saying, hey, when? But we could have, and I've said it before, we could have taken shortcuts and gone straight to Flux nodes with GPU support running on Docker and call it a day, and everybody would be like, okay, cool, that's like this project. They're doing something similar. But I could never sell that to anybody in the medical fields, and so that's basically been one of my pet peeves. Is I want to be able to cross the crypto space with the with regular industries. So
Yeah.
that's why we took a little longer and explored with softwares. You two saw at Mining Disrupt a Flux core, very early stage Flux core. The design looks somewhat similar still, but a lot have changed. Even the first AI thing that we did with Jupyter Notebook, we were using different technology in the back end. That's not even in play anymore. We changed it all up. We went through different testing phases where we said, okay, well, let's test this software. How about this software? What about this version of Kubernetes? What about this version of Kubernetes? And none of them really stuck until the last one, which is the RKE2 one that we've done with from Stussy.
Yeah. It's better to take the time for it and build, like I know I keep mentioning the word foundation, but that's really the biggest thing, right? Is making sure that everything that you're implementing in this is going to work properly and work for the fields that for the customers that you want to adopt this, like the medical field, like the educational field, like something that's just very comfortable to use. And that's something I see a lot of other projects, they never focus on that, right? Like it might work, but it's the most complicated thing in the world, and it's never going to get adoption because of it. And the trick is really having the tech there and having it, comfortable for everyone that is, not a tech person. You know what I mean? That's why NiceHash was so successful with their mining platform.
And still are.
Yeah.
Just they're still a big player, right? So I don't know how many GPUs they have on their platform, but it is just an easy to use system. It's also why we've partnered now with them as well. Like, instead of us recreating yet another easy to use mining software, we figured, why not bring it into our platform and go from there.
So how is that partnership look? I mean, are you going to be integrated on their end, or are they going to be integrated on Flux's end?
Somebody wasn't paying attention, was he, Veteran Miner?
Yeah.
You didn't see it?
Oh, is that what flipped over real quick?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go back then. But okay.
I'll show one more time.
It's there. The integration is there, Mike. It's just that he's just...
He can't see it. He can't see it because his machine is being rented. That's my trick to make sure that they don't get to see all the little Easter eggs yet.
Yeah. But
I rent their machines, and then they can't do anything unless they hit their reliability.
Yeah. That's what the...
By the way, you have to work on yours. 60%. Don't worry about that one too much yet.
Let me switch over to it real quick.
We found a bug in that.
Mike's trying to
What,
switch
the
over
reliability
now.
stuff? So
Yeah.
is the reliability going to start at 100, or is it going to be like a VAST where it starts at like 60 and slowly gets closer to 100?
No, it starts at 100.
It starts at 100? Okay.
And then it
That's the
starts at
better way to
100,
do it,
then
I
it goes down from 100 if you got problems.
Yeah, and it goes down fast if you turn it off, right? So, because it's not just a financial hit, you're also hurting your reliability at that point because you're turning it off. And also, if you turn it off because of electricity outage or network outage or whatever, that stops your rental too, and that hits you with the 20% hit as well. So, anything that you do on your end, willing or unwilling, but that hurts everybody's customer, you're the one on the hook.
Okay.
Because I'm on the hook.
How does that look on like the customer side? Like, if someone, like, if you're rented on my machine and you're using it and it's the middle of the night, but you're still renting it to have it on standby, and I just shut it off, will it kind of like spin up almost like the Flux nodes, like on another machine right away, or will it just end the service?
It depends on that. That'll depend on the service.
Gotcha. Okay.
So for now, it's a direct rental, but that's just to get the bases out, and then there will be things like shared. There will be you'll have the option to do shared rentals where you might be sharing a machine with somebody else out there. So you will have two customers. Yes, two customers, not just one. You might have we'll do just job distributions where you just spin up a job and off it goes. There will be all different sorts of things happening.
Okay. Do you see like a redundancy like that being built down the line?
Clustering itself. Yep, clustering itself will be a thing. So we'll basically you'll set up an entire cluster, and normally when you set up clusters, you always take into account issues with the cluster. So you want an extra device on there. So you will have instances where your machine might just sit idle because it's just the third wheel in the relationship. It's just sitting there for one of the other two to drop off, right? So it's a little different than the Flux cloud solution where the blockchain takes care of all of that.
Yeah.
So I have a question with like reliability, right? Let's just say you have a customer, like, let's say one of us, we're trying to get into this and we just have network problems, and the first month is just what a freaking nightmare. It's going down. We can't keep it up. Do you blacklist certain machines after a certain point, or you just keep it in such a low reliability? Eventually, I mean, they just can't host it. They can't do anything anymore, or how is it going to work with you guys? Because it can hurt business. We get that. You know what I mean? Like, it can hurt business.
If you have terrible internet or terrible power situations, even if you crank up even if, let's say you open a support ticket and we crank you back up to 100%, but your internet is still shite and your power is still shite because you live in BC or in another province, like wherever Red Panda lives on the above the Arctic. Whenever your power goes out, even if you're at 100% reliability, it'll just start tanking straight away. So we're not going to be picky when it comes to reset this stuff for you. But if you don't fix your issues, we're not gonna keep resetting it for you until at one point there's no need for us to keep fixing.
So enough is enough at one point, basically, what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's business is business at the end of the day.
Yeah, unfortunately it is, right? So if I give you 100%, that means somebody's gonna use you straight away,
right?
And then turns out the power is out, and then holy smokes, that's flashy on the TV. Then basically at that point, we're not helping anybody. We're not helping you. We're not helping our customer, and then in the end, we probably lose a customer because it's Panda's machine in the Arctic is just not stable. So.
And I remember it was like a live stream a while ago, but I want to bring it back up because I being on Flux Core and seeing the AI rental side and the hosting side and everything. I think you mentioned like with the badging, like you have a reliability badge, but is there going to be another badge if you're in like, and this is coming from the Terra side, so switching for data
Terra
centers
will have,
to have,
Terra will have a data center. You will have a data center badge.
Okay. Nice. And then I guess another question too, relating it to Vast Marketplace, right? I know a lot of the viewers and stuff are familiar with Vast, and we are too. Are you going to have like a verified and unverified and de-verified type system as well?
Yep.
Okay. And is it going to be, I guess, kind of clear cut on how to get verified, or is it going to be okay? Because Vast is kind of just like
it'll be a process you guys go through.
Gotcha.
And basically, we'll probably rent the machine ourselves or something, and we'll run something for a day on it and see if it's stable. But I don't think it'll be anything elaborate to really force you to do certain things. It's going to be fairly straightforward.
Gotcha. Okay.
That sounds good.
I don't want to, I don't want to push people away, right? Like you need to make it as accessible for anybody, and that's not just a consumer, but that also goes for even
the people hosting.
Yeah. Even like pandas need to be able to get on this stuff.
Yeah.
So no, I know in Ubuntu that we're able to do a test and actually set commands for like our GPU, CPU usage, and just max out and make sure that we have proper power, right? That basically we're doing like a GPU test. Are you going to have anything like that we could do a test for like reliability or anything like that before we go live with you guys?
Yeah, so that will be the benchmarking. So the benchmark that's currently in there is a very simplistic one, only does one GPU, for instance. So we'll have a more robust one for AI, and there's different types of AI, but based on or looking at what the GPUs are, we'll have different levels of benchmarking. We'll have benchmarking for rendering. We benchmark your throughput on bandwidth, disk speed. All of these things basically get benched. And then there will be benches as well happening before you do a job. For instance, like if it's a big rental, there will be extra benches in there as well to make sure you still have everything up and running, so that you don't run into issues, or you're not falsely advertising your machine.
So from like the consumer side, I know we're bombarding you with questions right now. So like you had this coming, you came on the show, but on like the consumer side for Flux Edge, like if I was going on and I wanted to rent a machine, right? Is right now I'm gonna keep using Vast as an example because that's what everyone is kind of familiar with at this point. Like if I selected one 4090, right? Like I would get a huge list of 4090s, but all of them have different statistics, right? Like different disks, different speeds, internet speeds, different CPUs in them, different amounts of RAM. Are you going to be putting like the benchmark score next to the machine, or some kind of like indicator of what grade this machine might be, or is it going to just be like the kind of like VAS, where it's like here's a 4090 and then here's the other specs for it, or do you filter it out? Kind of?
It's a combination of everything in the boat.
Okay.
You're going to filter on location. You're able to filter on what kind of disks it has, the size of the GPU, how many GPUs, what type, how did they benchmark. All of that will be, it's all public.
Okay.
We're not really sharing anything. The only thing that we will be changing is the names of the machines will be for you only, and we'll put a more a cleaner version of the rigs on the leaderboard and on the consumer side of things. Let me say
Okay.
that way.
All right. I guess that makes sense, right? To kind of mask it a little bit.
Yeah, I've already seen things. I'm like, okay, I get. Thanks for showing me that, guys, so we can nip that in the butt right now before that even makes it to
Yeah.
the public.
Once you let the internet in, you know, everyone into, they'll show you all the holes in the pipe. It's Steven Cicero said, GPURiser, I was just talking to my brother-in-law. His company does payment processing for credit cards and crypto. He said he could probably get you a better rate. Are you interested? How can I get you to connect? Steven Cicero, hit us up in the Discord. I'm definitely interested with crypto payment processing, because that has been a pain.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'll just say yeah.
yeah.
But for us, we because that's going to be the next question. Yes, we will take in credit cards, and PayPal is what we have already on the back end, and we take Flux as well. And then you get a little extra dollar wise because you did a payment with crypto, and then we'll have vouchers and even referral links.
Okay.
So there's different ways of getting going with the balance, and then whatever you mine, you can also transfer back into Edge so that you can top off your balance with whatever rigs you have. So that's for those who have a lot of compute power, but also need a lot of compute power, so that they can reinvest it.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, and it's all logged, easy to follow along for the accountants and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the you guys buying it on the open market to settle it as a payment. Should in theory drive the price up. Just speculation. I don't know though, but add a little bit of buy pressure in the market when you guys are buying up Flux to settle the credit card payments. But that must be a whole different complicated system to set that up. You said you guys are using PayPal to settle it? The payments as your processors?
Yeah, so the dollar value we can take with, or fiat payments we'll take with PayPal and or Stripe. And then it goes to, basically we get the notification that somebody made a payment. We top up the balance, but we also procure the Flux because we have to get the Flux to be able to give to everybody out there who wants to, be paid.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Or we transfer it back into the pool when it's, if people want to just re-up the balance. So there's a lot of gotchas and accountancy pieces that need to happen on the back end to be able to do all of this. But we rather take that on us instead of like other platforms where, and I'm not naming anybody, but there's a let's just call it one of the largest ones that everybody is very familiar with. I've been trying now for 3 weeks to get something going, and I still have not been able to. So I must, either it's on me, I must not be smart enough, but my biggest pet peeve is every time when I see connect your wallets. At that point, I already freak out a little, because why do you need access to my wallet to rent things?
Yeah,
that's not cool, because then you can do other things too. So rather not have a platform ask for my wallet to be able to do stuff. And then I can only imagine in a larger company, imagine how do you organize that? Like, is that the IT manager's responsibility now, and he needs to then approve every time somebody wants to rent something, or do you give everybody access to the wallet? How does that work with your accountancy? What transaction is this? Who did this? What does this link to? Like, it's a nightmare. So these are all lessons learned that I have from my from my experience from doing day-to-day IT, and
Mm.
um, hate it, but the financial guys do need the reports. They do need to know what you put your expenses in, so they can basically make sure the balance sheet looks correct at the end of the month.
Yeah,
And that's
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 always a
what we
difficult thing.
incorporated from the start.
Yeah.
I know.
You can't
It,
if you want to become a serious project or a serious business at one point, you have to take these things into account.
yeah,
Of course.
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, we kind of came into that too, different situations and stuff where especially now with Terra, it's kind of like it has to be by the book. Everything has to be by the book. Whereas before, when you're so small, it's like, oh, we could do this. And, now it's like, oh, well, instead of this, they'll give us an ATV and then we'll do this and then we'll trade this for a golf cart and it'll settle it. I'm like, yeah, that's not how it works. Like everything has to be done by the book now. You know what I mean? Like it's, but yeah, no, I feel you on that. That's a whole different thing. There's so much that goes into it. I commend you guys for everything that you guys are doing. This is a lot, and it's exciting. And I know we spoke
Very
about it a little
exciting.
earlier today, but
Yeah.
the text to video stuff is going to be ridiculous. It's going to open up a whole new world for this stuff, and the rentals are going to. It's not going to be like the quick GIFs or the quick stable diffusion that might be a couple minutes. It's going to be like days of rendering this stuff and re-rendering it. And it's going to just be a ton of compute. And I know my last video I ranted for a while about that, but it's going to be more and more. It's going to require more and more compute. So super exciting, and I'll definitely be a provider and a user for it. So I'm excited about that too. Just instantly being able to deploy these things, just
Right.
boom, 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 click, click, click. And I'm guessing you guys are going to be constantly updating it, right, with new models that come out and everything like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be just the usability for just your average person. That's really
Right.
the biggest thing, and then being able to adopt it. So it's you guys are on the right track with it. You guys are killing it. So it's super exciting.
Thank you.
Yeah. But I'll keep bugging you on Discord every time I see a little update or something. So
I bet you are, and now I got Dave as well already. Like,
Oh yeah, you have
the
you got to give me the stuff.
yeah.
and,
I need
and
it.
trust me, I get a lot of folks asking me the question, and unfortunately, I can't have everybody join in just yet.
Right.
But
I need to juice though.
it'll come.
Yeah.
Jeff Key gifted 5 of the Veteran Miner memberships. Thank you, Jeff Key. Congrats on the members, the new members here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff Key. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Retro
I'm
Mike.
gonna hop off. I got some other things to do.
Oh, you cut out, Jeff Key. What'd you say? Going
I'm
through
gonna
a
hop
tunnel?
off and
Okay.
let you guys do your thing.
Appreciate it, Jeff Key. I'll be
Yeah,
talking
thanks
to
a
you
lot, Jeff
tomorrow.
Key. I appreciate it.
Talk to you
All
later.
right, have a great night.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Let's see. Retro Mike said, "Who's currently winning the most number of 4090s competition, Vistang or Max?" I don't know. I know Max has a couple up his sleeve. I don't know. I have, including this one, I have 21 4090s, and I'm looking to add more. So
Nice.
just need to kind of figure it out. Every day I'm like, could do it. I could put one in my garage. I can put a couple in my garage actually, but I don't know. I'm kind of like in limbo right now with it, but I don't know.
In limbo, what? Getting more?
Yeah, or like building them out. You know what I mean? I'm just so hyper focused with Terra. We have so much going on in
Right.
Terra. I know you guys probably hear it all on Terra Hash Tuesday and stuff, but it's all day, every day that. So it's like, I'm glad I got my rigs built when I did it, when I had some time, because right now, like, if they just shut off randomly, I wouldn't even I probably wouldn't get to it for like a week, So
Yeah.
growing that side is kind of like one thing, but I don't know. It's making good money, so I can't really complain. So it's whether I just want to take that money and reinvest it, or if I want to pay off already what I invested, right? I think so far, all together, after electric and after everything, my total, because I have a whole spreadsheet, right? Like I'm a spreadsheet guy. And every month I kind of tally up, how much on power, how much on everything. What are you smirking about, Dave? I see you smiling over there.
Nothing. I was reading the chat.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Go ahead. You're in depth in the conversation. I ruined it. I apologize.
No, I was just saying, like, I have a spreadsheet on how much I
Right.
invested, how much each system. I even have like how much I've spent on each system and how much they're worth fully built, which I add like a 5% premium just to have like a fully built one and available. And then I have my return on it. I think so far, long story short, with my 21 4090s, which this one I count this one too, and this is the first time it's been on. I got it about 2 months ago.
Right.
I'm about 22% return on what I invested.
How long has it been?
I've been slowly growing it since.
Because you kept it getting, so it's not like you just got everything at once, though.
Yeah, it's like September, October. Like, yeah, I add to the list, so it's like,
right.
I started kind of small. A couple 4090s, and then I ramped it really heavy right around like November and December and January. Those months were the ones where I went from like 12 to 20 pretty quick, and I've been kind of stagnant since then, but I don't think the hardware depreciated that much. I don't think it depreciated at all. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fairly confident I can sell a 4090 for $1,800 now if I wanted to, or if I lost a little bit, that's okay. The boards and the CPUs and the RAM were all used. Really, the biggest waste on them were the cases. Those are like $120, but yeah.
I mean, it's good hardware. What you have, like the setup that you made, the setup that you started with, and you just kept with it. I mean, you have really, really good hardware. So. I just think it's a win-win situation. And now with, proof of use will work around the corner. I'm going to say it's around the corner. I don't know your opinion is, Mike. I mean, we can't get it, a set date, but I kind of say I see it this year no matter what. What do you think?
Oh, well, yeah, definitely this year.
Yeah, this year, hands down.
100%. I'm surprised they released an alpha this soon, honestly. Because it seems like that they just released Flux, or Flux Core just went into beta, right, from their alpha. So I'm really impressed with all of it, honestly. It's even before I got the alpha for Flux Edge on this, and I was just doing mining on it, it was just like refreshing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was just refreshing to see something simple like that. It kind of felt like mining. I don't want to say mining back in the day, but like it was, I don't know. Like I was mining, what is it? Monero. I haven't even mined that in forever. And I was like, why not? I'll just throw it on there. Whereas if I just had like a bare bone computer that was like, I would have to think in my head, like, I want to mine Monero. I'm going to, download the miner for Monero. Then I'm going to have to set this setting for it and put all this in the text sheet. Whereas on Flux Core, I didn't like, I dropped the menu down and it said Monero, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. So I know it sounds stupid, but the usability of it being so comfortable, especially when like, I've just been so busy with all this other shit, that it was just nice. It was refreshing to see that. And I know NiceHash does that, but it kind of does it like on their own end, and you get paid out in BTC. And it was just, I don't know, it kind of brought me back kind of into the mining realm, because I felt like I've been kind of out of it for a while. But that's that. Golden Wolf, thank you for the $2 super chat. When is the Bitcoin parallel asset release? I don't know. That was probably a good question for Jeffkey. I know they announced parallel. It. I see it. Yeah, it's one of the PAs for. Or you're saying this? I don't. Did they do the snapshot for it already? I don't know. Hereby service, isn't the proof of useful work algorithm released? I haven't been keeping up. It's not an algorithm. I don't, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, Jeffkey, but it's I don't know if I'm going to word this right, but the proof of useful work is off chain. It's not like an algorithm for mining. And I know some of these other projects out there, like somehow I'm not going to name drop any projects, but it's like just magic or something, like a bunch of these 1x lane, like 2060 supers are like doing like training language models or something. I don't know, but those are like on chain, right? But a lot of this proof of useful work or AI modeling is done. It has to be like a project that's on it. It's not. It needs to be off chain. It can't be on chain.
It was
There,
saying
there
it was
might be a
scheduled
way
for
to
October
do it.
31st, 2023. No? Am I reading something
Yeah,
wrong?
that might have been when it was announced. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was announced.
Yeah. Here's Jeff Key. 1X lanes won't do AI. A 4090 already can struggle if you load a model that's larger than 24 gigs. Yeah. Ovalboard Tech, what's up, man? I didn't see you in the chat. A 2060 is actually only barely able to fully saturate a PCI Gen 3 X or 1X lane. Yeah, I'm kind of referring it to like the Octobinders, right? Like the PCIe 2.0 1X lane. So
Right.
just switching a mining rig over to it. But a 2060, I mean, that's an old card. That's not going to be doing a whole lot. You know what I mean? You might as well keep it on mining. So a retro mic. They were waiting for the Bitcoin Taproot assets framework to be built and released. Flux will be the first token on that layer, was my understanding. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, it's the proof of useful work stuff that's off chain. Like it's a project that comes in and then you get pulled off whatever you're mining, or if you're just on standby for proof of useful work, then it'll switch over to that. So that's how that works.
Man.
I guess the blockchain integration could be something along the lines of like having it like confirmed, like it's a ledger, right? Like, confirmation of this project going to that, like a transaction ID for transferring money for a project or something. Like that's what the use case on an on-chain thing would be, but actually working and training models on a chain, which like I said, I'm not going to name names, but you see some of these people out there. I don't understand how
It's
maybe
magic.
it can work. Maybe I just don't know. But
Just
everything
magic,
I've looked
Mike.
into, it's just magic. Like it's it can't really work. Or if it does, then it doesn't make full use of the resources or anywhere close. It's going to take like 40 cards to do what one card should be doing, which maybe might give you more rewards. I don't know, but yeah, Jeff Key, correct this thing. Yeah, that's just from my understanding. But that's always been the big thing, right? Like with the AI and the mining is like is there going to be an algorithm that can just do both, right? And like, because I've seen some, again, I'm not going to name names, but like somewhere while you're mining, it'll like switch over and it'll just be a bunch of like these cool looking things that are going on, and it does some kind of job, and then it switches back. But for actual uses for training AI and running models like this, like you can't run that on a chain. You know what I mean? You can't install this stuff on a chain. It's a ledger system. So I don't know, but it's it'll be interesting to see. So
yeah, of course.
let's see. Crypto Craig, I have some A5000s with NV Link bridges. That could be interesting to test at 48 gigs. Yeah. Don't be fooled. You can't put AI models on a chain. It would blow up in no time. Yeah. I don't, maybe in a couple of years or something, or I don't know. Like I'm not anywhere
it just can't
near
really
close
be
to
done
like,
right now.
yeah, I'm not an engineer in any sense with this stuff. I just see how all this other stuff is done, and like Vast and like all these other platforms and stuff like that. Like you can't decentralize a job like that, really,
Right.
at least from what I see, and everything like that. But that on Vast, like I said, I can't mine, so it kind of sucks. You're either AI or you're crypto. You know what I mean? Like you're either mining crypto or you're doing Vast or like a different platform.
So you
And
just, you're paying that whatever 150 watts nonstop, of electricity, not doing anything, waiting to get picked up. And then, then you're playing a game. Oh, maybe I should put a little lower, or maybe, a little bit lower. And then like, I got to get picked up. And it's just like, just let it switch off.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it, right? Is I think it's going to change the way that a lot of people build mining rigs, and it's going to be a little bit more expensive to build it. Not in comparison to what the actual cards are, but if you wanted to keep 3080s on it, or 3090s, or 16 gig VRAM 4000 series, or wherever it goes, it's going to cost you a little more to build these things, but if the AI market gets oversaturated and you're not rented, it's like at least you didn't install all of this and spend all this time building this reliability score to then just take the machine off that AI marketplace and then start mining with it. You could do it all from a dashboard. You know what I mean? So it's like, why not click that toggle to enable proof of useful
Right.
work and make more money from your equipment if you're already crypto mining? You know what I mean?
I mean,
But
I just think, in my opinion, too, it's just like you have a super win-win situation, right?
yeah,
So, like, the amount of money that you're gonna get from, renting your rig, and then your crypto
Mhm.
mining, it's just like for the downtime. I mean, I think it's gonna be awesome when it comes out.
yeah,
That's for sure.
yeah. I think Retro Mike said node storage would be through the roof if data was actually stored on chain. Imagine a smart contract with each AI model 4 GB added and thousands. We can't even store NFT JPEGs. Yeah, that's like I said. I'm not a scientist, but I know that I can't take a spaceship and land on the sun. You know what I mean? Like I know
Yet, Mike,
enough.
you can't do it
Yeah,
yet.
yeah, exactly.
Not
I
yet.
don't. They didn't make the boots yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
For you to stand on the sun. So, not an expert by any means, but I understand it to that extent. But that's a really good point. You can't even store NFT JPEGs on the chain, or whenever they were doing stuff like that or trying to do stuff like that, it was like through the roof, right? Like the whole chain was congested and stuff. It's like trying to run a model for even just text to text models. It would just be insane. Like Jeff, you said, a 4 gig model or something. I mean,
Yeah.
it's who knows in the future though, right, Dave? Who knows?
You never know.
Um,
Never know.
but it's exciting stuff, and I know OpenAI released, or they gave their Sora model to like some filmmakers and stuff like that, and they released some stuff. Here, I'll just put that in the chat. I was going to show you guys, but I'm falling asleep already. But if you guys are interested in like some of the stuff that like filmmakers are using for it, it's really interesting. The top one is a like a ad called Airhead, and is filmmakers that use the model with a script, and then the model makes a film based on the script. And I don't know if they did the audio. I'm sure the audio was like pre-recorded, but the video portion is all AI, and it's stuff like that that's just going to be like intensive. Like this thing is going to be running at 600 watts nonstop when there's models like that, out.
Yeah.
There's not going to be compute for it. So if anyone's interested in that, I dropped the link. I'm not going to pull it up, but very cool on what's going out there. And like I said, the training has to, and the usability and the rental has to be off chain from my understanding. So that's why I'm a huge fan, and I think Dave too, just a huge fan of Flux. I mean, the use case for this is just massive. So
I guess with that being said, let's we'll close up for tonight, and we'll see you on Mike's channel tomorrow, next Wednesday. Tomorrow. Yeah, it's getting late, huh? Oh.
Yeah.
Hey. Anyway, any last words, Mike?
No, I'm gonna be traveling the next 2 days. I'll be back this weekend and stuff.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be doing some vlogging. So if anyone wants to see a uncomfortably close 20-minute video of a GoPro this close to my face, I will be uploading those. Those will be there. So, but other than that, no, just another week in the life of me. So,
Yeah, week in life of Vistang.
Yeah.
Well,
all right, guys.
Yeah, definitely appreciate you guys. You have a wonderful night. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll be on Vistang's channel next Wednesday. And be safe, keep mining, and we'll see you on the next one. I'll talk to you later, guys.
Have a great night, guys.
Later.